I'm Sean from Mystic Koi and Water Gardens out here in Southern California. Today, I have with me Mr. Ben Ashe from Sequence Pumps. Ben's here today to help talk to me and you guys about why Sequence is the #1 selling pump here at Mystic Koi.
I'm thrilled to be here, Sean. Appreciate the opportunity, man.
Yeah, you know it, man. So let's jump right into this. I think of 5 main reasons why these pumps are awesome. And the first thing I always think about is durability. 16 years ago, we opened up Mystic Koi and we installed Sequence pumps on our ponds outside there. And those things have been running 24 hours for 16 years without any problems.
Awesome, man. That's a testament to the longevity, which is a guiding principle to how we make our products. We opened our doors in 1978. Been around for a long time with the same principles guiding the products we make. We were approached in the early 80s by a gentleman named Frank Casbah from the koi community, who was just really tired of submersible pumps with oil-filled bearings failing in his pond, killing fish.
Oh yeah.
And so, the koi culture really was what drove the specification of these pumps for koi ponds and water features.
Sure.
And that is really where we've built our name and our reputation. We've fallen in love with the koi community ever since.
That's awesome. And I think so. I think a big reason your pumps last so long is definitely the quality of these pumps. I mean, look at this thing. This thing's a freaking tank.
Yeah, definitely rugged construction. It's something again that we drive as far as quality goes. It all starts with motor selection. That is the big key. You put a motor on a pump that has protection from the elements, that can keep water and rain out of there, and that's the first place you start. Then you move into the wet end, where we have an engineered plastic. It's a very rugged plastic. It can take the heat, take the cold, can also resist the UV that comes from the sun that will break down plastic.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, lastly, everything we source domestically here in the U.S. Top quality products. The biggest thing that I think you'll find from bringing domestic products in and a manufacturer as ourselves is we pride ourselves on quality control. We have very rigid standards. Everything's built on a production line.
Right.
So there's about 10 positions on that production line.
Sure.
Each one of these pumps will see before it's even put into a box.
Wow.
Yeah, and the last one is basically a wet test, where we put it under hydraulic load for flow and pressure, guaranteeing it works.
Right.
And that's what gets these quality products out to your customers.
I had no idea that there's 10 actual spots on that line.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we follow a true manufacturing protocol where everything gets inspected and checked to specs, and it guarantees quality, and that's what you see out in the field, and that's what we built our name on.
That's great. The thing that I think of when people come into my shop, so I'm out in California where energy is a premium.
Absolutely.
And guys are coming in because they're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on their electricity bill because they have an old swimming pool pump running their koi pond. And the energy efficiency is what I always go back to over and over with Sequence pumps.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's taking us right back to the early 80s.
Okay,
with
yeah.
Frank Casbah. Those submersible pumps were high RPM pumps. Swimming pool pumps are high RPM pumps.
Right.
The performance requirements, into the koi community and the koi culture, it's very different from swimming pool applications, and it's relatively high flow, low head.
Sure.
So you don't need those high pressure profiles that swimming pool pumps provide. And the reason they provide them is really very simple. They're spinning the motors at 3450 RPM.
Right.
That's what we consider high RPM motors. Once we really locked in to the performance requirements, again, back in the early 80s, for koi ponds and water features, you don't really need those high pressure profiles.
No, because they're moving the same amount of water that these pumps are.
Absolutely, it's just a much lower head pressure requirement.
Right.
So we can get away with outfitting these pumps with what we call low RPM motors, but it's really 1800 RPMs. So that in itself, we're spinning the motor slower.
Sure.
We're creating less vibration. We're creating less heat. Therefore, there's less energy moving through those motors, and that reflects into your power bill.
Right, makes sense. So that's something that's awesome about Sequence pumps. You guys have a awesome product line.
Thank
I mean, you guys have a huge range.
Sure.
I mean, right now we're looking at 3 different series of pumps, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's this is the 750, which is a great pump for smaller scale type of applications. It's relatively low flow, pump low head. The 4000 kind of gets you into the intermediary type of pumps.
Sure.
And of course you've got like a self-priming series type of pump, which gets you up there. And we have a number of different other configurations of pumps that can cover the range of ponds that you need. But we basically have something for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And let's not forget, customers come into my shop and they say, hey Sean, my pond's 3,000 gallons and it has a 10-foot waterfall and it's running through a bead filter. And you guys have an awesome tool on your website that allows us to input all this information and it will nail down the exact pump that.
Yeah. That's the system curve calculator.
Right.
It's a great tool to really get true engineering behind your system, and it makes it happen fast. We're constantly improving that process. We've got a new version of that coming out. We invest heavily into R&D. That's a big thing for us. We have new products always in the foreground and the background of us, and we're always trying to innovate and come out with the best product that offers the most quality, most longevity to the end user.
Sure.
And that is another guiding principle for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So that kind of all culminates, like you take all those things and you put them together, and I want to talk about the number one reason you should have a Sequence pump is the total cost of ownership.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is a concept that I hear more and more every day, and Sequence definitely offers the lowest total cost of ownership, and that's important. It's not the highest, it's not the middle, it is the lowest. And it is all those points combined. It is the longevity,
right.
It is the quality, it is the energy efficiency. We outlast our warranty. We put the highest warranty out there,
right,
in the field, and we outlast it tenfold.
Yeah, exactly.
And when the end user is not having to deal with pumps that are failing in the field, constantly switching something out.
Yeah, nobody wants to pull out a pump on a hot, sweaty day.
And overnight something because they might risk their fish dying because there's not oxygen going in there.
No doubt.
That adds up quickly. And the acquisition cost becomes a very small thing when you factor all that in. So indeed, Sequence Pumps does offer the lowest total cost of ownership, and we're very proud of that.
Ben, you're the man.
Hey, Sean, I appreciate the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, man.